Hi, this is Jeffrey Kerr, Kerr Financial Group. Today is Monday, March 16, 2026. And there's just a lot going on. First of all, a lot of it centered about oil, the conflict in the Middle East, Strait of Hormuz, and like that. But beyond that, there is a lot of items outside the Middle East conflict going to happen this week. So we'll try to tackle them all in a short time. First of all, last week, all the markets were down. Dow was down about 2%, NASDAQ down 1.25%, and every major index is now down for the year. NASDAQ down 4.9% year to date. That's the worst. The Russell really break even, down 7 basis points year to date. So now, as we come into the new week, everything, again, in the financial markets seems to be a reaction to whatever the price of oil is, and that's a reaction to whatever the latest developments are in Iran and also in the Strait of Hormuz. So one of the things that's happened this morning, Scott Bessent was on and claimed that there's not been any mining done in the Strait. So that's kind of good news that maybe ships will start transporting oil through that. Also, price of oil has come down below $95 a barrel. Last night when it started trading, it was over 100, but has backed off on this news. I think is driving it a little bit. Another thing just to pass along, and I don't know how accurate this is, saw a guy speaking or something he wrote, talking about there's normally anywhere from a $5 to $20 per barrel premium on oil because of the risk of transporting it in and around the Middle East. And that if we can get a resolution to the Strait of Hormuz and the other ways of transporting the oil, you can see the price of oil come down materially and also very quickly. Something to keep in mind, I think. And I think also that over time, and we can see a spike anytime given a development of what's going on with the conflict, but I think over time you could see oil come back down pretty dramatically from this mid 90s, low 90s price. But we'll see. I don't think it's going to happen right away, but I do think the potential is there. On to items going on this week. It's really amazing that there's so much other stuff going on, but the markets are just focused on oil. We do have some economic developments. Number one, the Fed is meeting tomorrow and Wednesday with a decision on interest rates Wednesday at 2 o'clock. It's remarkable that we haven't been inundated about this. I had to look around and make sure that I was right, that there was a meeting this week. And it wasn't at the top of the news, which I think is pretty amazing. Also, I saw Bitcoin this morning trading in the mid 70,000s, so that's kind of interesting, I guess. What a fall it's been, but also the rebound, and we'll see how far that can go. There are some news items in the economy, but also with regard to central banks. A lot more of them are meeting this week too. You've got Canada as well tomorrow. You've got the Bank of England, the ECB, European Central Bank, and the Swiss Bank, Swiss National Bank, also meeting with perhaps interest rate decisions. And then in Asia, you've got the Australian Central Bank and the BOJ, Bank of Japan, also meeting. So I guess any of those could come out with a statement or some sort of decision that could move markets. But I think right now, it just does seem that there's a connection between the price of oil and everything else in the financial markets. We'll end it there. Thank you for listening. I'll be back on Wednesday, day of the Fed decision, and we'll talk to you then. Thank you again. Goodbye.